So here we are in the midst of the FBA delineation movement. And let me get it correct for people who don't understand the difference between the delineation. The delineating is the movement where we are separating ourselves from being called African American. We are foundational Black Americans. And one of the reasons for the delineation was something we spoke about earlier in one of my earlier posts, was about how people from African countries come to America and delineate themselves from Black Americans. They've called us lazy, they've called us criminals, they've called us baby mamas, they've called us non-fatherless, and I can go on and on. Being that is a small percentage of the 46 million Black Americans in this country, actually what the media chooses to propagandize about Black Americans. The media does not promote all the positive historical things that Black Americans have done. What they do push forward in the indoctrinated school system is only Martin Luther King and then his sad demise, but they never push the foundational Black Americans that are doing things, that continue to do things, generationally have done things for in this country that have pushed us forward to the point where we are very successful. We bring in a substantial amount of revenue in this country. So now you have the President of the United States denigrating a group of Africans that have moved to this country, Somalians, who have immigrated here only in the last, I'll give them about 20 years. They have not contributed anything to the civil rights movement, to catapulting or uplifting foundational Black Americans to the levels that we are today. What they do is come over and delineate, denigrate us, and say the most nastiest, hateful things. On top of that, they also consider themselves white. And my question to the Somalians today, how white do you think you are? Because according to the President of the United States, you come from a doobie hole country and he has no respect for you or that country. And for you all to denigrate and speak about foundational Black Americans, you all are the highest percentage of groups of people that scammed and stole from the federal government. You're being exposed and the light is being shined on you. And because, remember, y'all don't rock with us, we're beneath you, even though we are a pivotal portion who built this country. We are a foundational portion of this country as to why it is what it is today. But you come over to America and pretty much literally and hypothetically spit on us, look down upon us, and then you call racism. And then act as if we owe you all some type of loyalty, being that you all are in the snare that you are in today. You put a Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, into the United States Congress, and she literally sits up and speaks about what she's going to do for her people, meaning her people that immigrated to America. That is such a hypocritical thing to do. There's no way that you can immigrate to a country and then decide to only support and sponsor the immigrants that came from your country. And this is a wake-up call to foundational Black Americans. Something is very wrong with that picture, and if we don't do something about that, then that's on us, because there's no way that an immigrant from an African country should be able to come to this country based on the struggles and marches and blood that was shed from our leaders, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and so on, and get benefits, lie, steal, cheat, and scam, and get a seat in the United States Congress. We need to talk about this.